was done. England was on its knees. And in the space between horrendous loss and brazen victory, a new day breathed light across the dark. But no beautiful thing was it that splayed wide to the eyes more terrible than the moon had revealed and the ripening scent forewarned. Bloodlust that had gripped thousands on the day past, yet treading the veins of Cyr D'Argent. He felt it further displaced by revulsion and dread as he moved his gaze over the grey, mist-strewn battlefield. Among the broken and torn bodies of numerous Saxons and numbered Normans, he glimpsed blue. But was it the shade that had eluded him throughout his night-long quest to recover the last of his kin? Might his eldest brother and uncle yet breathe amid the slaughter? Might they be found the same as the third D'Argent brother, whom Cyr had culled from gutted Saxons at middle night, though cruelly wounded, yet in possession of breath? It did not seem possible, a dozen hours after the death of England's king so decisively ended the battle. Few would argue the crown was destined for Duke William of Normandy. Still, Cyr would continue his search until he had done all in his power to account for the fate of those he held dear. As he traversed blood-soaked ground so liberally cast with the fallen, no straight path was possible. He questioned if his youngest brother and cousin remained among those searching for kin and friends. If not, it was because they succeeded where Cyr failed. Regardless, hopefully they would keep their swords close. Of greater concern than the daring Saxon women and elderly men retrieving their fallen were the profane of the Normans, divesting the dead and dying of valuables. "Lord, let us not search in vain," Cyr prayed. "Let my brother and uncle be hale and whole, merely seeking us as we seek them." Possible only if they had gone a different direction, since Cyr looked near upon all who had crossed his moonlit path. Another stride carrying him to a heap of bodies that boasted as many Normans as Saxons, he drew a deep breath and rode aside two of the enemy to uncover the warrior garbed in blue. The face was too bloody to make out the features, but the man's build was slight compared to a D'Argent. The only relief in the stranger's death was the possibility Cyr's kin yet lived. He straightened, and as he turned from the sloping meadow toward the next visible blue, what sounded a curse rent the air and ended on a wail. Farther up the slope, an aged Saxon woman whose white hair sprang all around face and shoulders, wrenched on the arms of a warrior she dragged backward. Was it a dead man she sought to remove, or did her loved one yet live? Struck by the possibility his own sword was responsible for her struggle and heartache, Cyr was pierced by regret he did not wish to feel. It was the work of the church he had done. Or was it? Before the question could infect a conscience holding its breath, he thrust it aside and started to sidestep one of his own, a chevalier, with whom he had crossed the channel. Younger than Cyr by several years. His eyes had lit over talk of the reward he would gain in fighting for William, and the hope it was sizable enough to allow him to wed the woman awaiting his return home. She would wait forever. A Saxon battle-axe having severed links of his hauberk and breastbone, to still the heart beneath. Cyr swept his gaze over the bodies of long-haired, bearded enemies, struggling against a resurgence of bloodlust that demanded justice for the young Norman. He reminded himself it was for kin he searched through night into dawn, not to wreak vengeance on the dead and dying. Purpose recovered, he considered the bordering wood of Andreswold, where what remained of the Saxon army had fled on the afternoon past. Had his brother or uncle been amongst the ill-fated Normans who gave chase into the trees? Only had they turned berserker, as sometimes happened to most sensible and disciplined. That battle madness beyond courage had pried away Cyr's control when two chevaliers fell on either side of him. Surrounded by axe-wielding Saxons, he had yielded to the fury lest he join his fellow Normans in death. Finding little comfort in recall of his superior skill and reflexes, he veered toward the wood, where the ranks of dead began to thin.